From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Cincinnati Bengals. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hughes. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Check 50, check 50.
This time Wilson will throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Wilson. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. A loss of 8 on the play, and it brings up 4th. So Wilson will head to the sideline, and on comes Stephen Hauschka for the field goal. This will be a 34-yard attempt. And Hauschka's kick is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. Well, the offense, they got the ball in a great spot, but they went nowhere. Forced them to take just the 3.
And they'll be, happy taking the 3. But those guys on the other side, they've got to be ecstatic. They didn't let them get anywhere. It made them kick a field goal. That almost feels like they got the advantage, doesn't it?
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Watch it now, Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. He finds Ross. Right side, it's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A really good pickup of 28 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
No, check, Patriots!
And the pitch goes to Mixon. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. On the tackle that time, it's Trey Waynes. Well, they know how to protect the pass, but sometimes cornerbacks, they can also stop the run, can't they?
Is that what we call a complete corner? Yeah, because we're so used to these guys just being defenders in the pass game. How about the guys who can come up and make the tackles? That's what we just saw there for no gain, too.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll set up a throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
Well, right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and they ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Left side caught by Diggs. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, Wilson. Open man is Miller. He's got it. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be second down. Now Bernard. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down, threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary, incomplete pass. One of these quarterbacks going to learn, you don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game. And he's
Detroit!
Dixon with a first down carry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
down. Here's Mixon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now, 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Being chased out left. Escapes the sack. The ball comes out, and this will get out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. So fortunately, they're able to hold on to the possession. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Fielded just inside the 30. Touchdown, Vikings! Giovanni Bernard, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. A lot of times they want this guy just to try to flip field position. He flipped it all the way into the end zone.
Yeah, the rule of thumb is, can you pick up 10 yards? That's getting a 1st down. Instead, he takes it all the way and provides a big spark for his team.
Hauschka with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Bengals getting set to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Everson Griffin in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Buying time to his left. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
They'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here this half, it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
Shot 50, shot 50.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And down inside the 15 he goes. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Push left, push left. Shotgun done, 4 down, 4 down.
Now a carry for Bernard. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I'd say the staff that's up in the booth watching the game, they may want to file that one away. See how fast the free safety closed to make that play? Might want to check into a throw the next time.
Check 50, check 50.
Back to the ground, this time Cook. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Here's Wilson. And he held on to it too long. A coverage sack. Down he goes. 1:59 to go in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. And Hauschka's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Going deep down. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. It looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down in bounds. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Gone!
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. And the Bengals on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. He'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Everson Griffin in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. The Bengals bring out their punter now. Remember, his first attempt was returned for a touchdown. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yeah,
run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
They go play action here on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Underneath, this is Bernard. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll run it here with Bernard. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 15. Operating from the gun, Wilson. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. Carlson now to kick this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. A first throw for the backup Griffin. He'll rifle this one deep right side. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. And the Bengals on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is RG3. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. So we hit half. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. On 2nd down, Wilson going deep this time for Miller. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
But it's not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
Good. 14. Got it.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Occasionally things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Now Griffin. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Can this Vikings D hold up one more time? 3rd and goal. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. RG3, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Now a toss going left. And he's going to get in. So they're back within 11. They get the conversion. And, Charles, when you only have 2 yards to go, what do you think of the toss play? Because initially it kind of sets you back a little bit.
It does, especially if you get a lot of pressure coming towards you. But if you can get to the edge, if you seal the edge with your blocking, often your tackle or your tight end on what they call the play side where the ball goes, you can get to the corner, and that allows those big guys to get out ahead of the runner.
And out now come the Vikings. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you know, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think, at any moment, I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And Jones has it over the middle. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now it's Wilson. Completion left side to Miller. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They go read option with Wilson. Stepping up, he'll try and run. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Geno Atkins continuing to fight downfield. The big tackle gets him for a loss of 11. The Vikings on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jordan Willis in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. .46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
On first down, Griffin flush to his right. Now he's going to throw deep. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. And that's going to leave him with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Again, it's Cook. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The Vikings on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. They go read option with Wilson. He can run for it, and he will. 3 yards on the keeper, and it's 4th down.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Off the play fake. Here's Griffin. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Ready. 319. 319.
Play action. Now Griffin. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him. And his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Going deep into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by George Iloka. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. On fourth down, that turned out like a punt. Maybe he was better defensively there just to knock it down.
And you know they go over those situations. All right, fourth down, where's the ball? Where would we get the ball? But instinct takes over, and when it's in the air, they just go and get it. So it's hard to get on him for intercepting it, but the smart play would have been what you suggested. Knock it down and take over in a deeper position.
On first down, Wilson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Here's Bernard. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a two tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the two tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see two tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
This time Wilson will throw. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
Check 50, check 50.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Haven't been a defensive coordinator yet that thinks 2nd and 2 is a fun situation to try and defend. Playbook is wide open for an offense, partner.
Nice job. Hold him to 1 after that 8-yard pickup on first down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. He may try and run for this. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out now, here come the Bengals. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Oh, now he bowls him over. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts him in a pretty good spot for second down. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
But he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. On the tackle, it's Trey Waynes. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Danielle Hunter in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On third down, Mixon. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And the pressure getting to RG3. He's brought down for the sack. Sheldon Richardson coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. First down, here's the run with Cook. Had a good move, but only able to work it to the 20-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Flushed out right. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Tuck it and run. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Now, let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
Woo!